Hey guys, welcome to Series World. Today I'm going to explain a mystery thriller series called Triptych from 2023. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. The fifth episode opens with a flashback. Tamara is seen sneaking into a workshop. There are a lot of gas tanks there, and she breaks them with a hammer. Then she places some fireworks on top of them and lights the place on fire after safely getting out. At present, Tamara and Eugenio are looking at Becca across the room. Seeing them, she runs away. Eugenio takes Tamara inside the meeting room and leaves to call someone. He tells the person that he saw Becca inside the office. Becca is able to get out of the office safely and goes to Humberto, who is waiting for her. Back at the meeting, Rogelio is almost interrogating Tamara about the financial situation of the company. But Eugenio has already prepared everything for her, and she's been given instructions on everything. This, plus Tamara's confident acting, helps her get through it. Meanwhile, Becca is telling Humberto how she saw Aleida alive. But that's not possible because Humberto was there when Eugenio and Aleida's mother took over her body. That means the woman pretending to be Aleida is none other than Tamara. Back at the meeting, Tamara suspends all the stocks and tells everyone that the takeover won't be successful. One member named Laura objects and requests a vote. Tamara agrees, but calls their notary over and writes all her shares to Eugenio, which is 66%. So even if they vote, they won't be successful. At the end of the meeting, Tamara resigns. After the meeting ends, Eugenio and Tamara go to Aleida's office. Eugenio asks Tamara whether she knew the woman that looked like Aleida in the office. Tamara lies, and Eugenio doesn't believe her. Meanwhile, Becca and Humberto are listening to their conversation through the microphone. Eugenio continues interrogating Tamara about whether she knows Becca, and she keeps denying it. So Eugenio tells her that even if she doesn't tell him the truth, he'll find out through Quezada. Humberto and Becca are confused as to who Quezada is. Meanwhile, Aleida's mom, Pilar, has come to the office, and she's shocked to see Tamara sitting on Aleida's chair. Eugenio takes her to a different room so they can discuss privately. Becca thinks that Tamara and Eugenio have been collaborating from afar before, and that's why she was so indifferent about Aleida's death. Maybe Eugenio knew about them, and that's why he took Aleida out of the hospital to get her out of the way. Humberto agrees because he didn't know before that Eugenio had connections with the hospital Aleida was staying at, so he didn't find anything suspicious in the medical reports. But on top of all this, they also have to find out who Quezada is. Becca gets a call from Julia, so Humberto decides to drop her off there. While they're leaving the company, a man on a bike follows them. Meanwhile, Pilar is in complete denial that Aleida had any twin because her adoption process was very clear. Eugenio tells her that Aleida also knew about her sisters, and even hired a private investigator to keep an eye on them. Even if this is true, Pilar won't accept a drug addict like Tamara with Aleida's business. Eugenio assures her that Tamara will be gone after the deal is done. Pilar warns him about Tamara draining him completely, and leaves. The scene changes to Becca, who's confronting Julia about whether she worked with Eugenio to get Aleida out of the picture. Because it doesn't make sense that Aleida knew about her sister's existence, but didn't tell Eugenio. Julia denies any involvement, but does think that Eugenio might be behind all of this, as Tamara is also working for him now. Now Becca has to start from the beginning. Why they were separated at birth, and how Eugenio's family is related to all of this. Becca asks for her help, and Julia agrees to do so if she tells her everything about her adoption. On her way back from Julia's place, Becca is being stalked by the man on the bike. She thinks she finally lost him, but two men come up from behind and drug her. They then put her in a van and leave. The scene cuts to Humberto sitting beside Marifer. Marifer wakes up from sleep and sees that Humberto has prepared dinner for her. He also tells her that he fed the kids and tucked them in. Marifer doesn't seem happy that Humberto is pretending to be a good father and husband. She tells him that she knows about his affair. Humberto doesn't deny the allegations completely. Back to Becca, she's lying on a couch, and Tamara is hovering over her. Right after Becca gains consciousness, she sees Tamara and goes at her. They start wrestling and fighting each other until Eugenio comes up to them and stops them. Eugenio tells Becca he's sorry for bringing her here like this, but he had no other way, or else he might get caught by the police. Becca doesn't trust him one bit, but Eugenio requests her to at least listen to his side of the story. Back to Marifer and Humberto. Marifer tells him that she can't tolerate his facade anymore because it'll hurt the kids more than her when he leaves in the future. So Marifer decides to kick him out of the house right then and there. Back to Eugenio. He tells Becca that Aleida did tell him about her sisters, but she was admitted for a different reason. because of the incident where she hallucinated that the house was on fire and their son was inside. So he had to get her admitted. But on her birthday, he caved in and wanted to give her a chance to prove she wasn't mentally ill. On their way back, they stopped at a gas station. Aleida hit him on the head from behind, and by the time he woke up, she was already gone with the car. Becca is skeptical about this story, but Tamara tells her that she believes Eugenio. Becca thinks she believes because of her own selfish reasons. Tamara argues that instead of living in that gutter, she can live here and collect information for Becca. She then gives Becca a box full of Aleida's belongings. In the box, they find Aleida's adoption documents, and they learn that she was adopted from America. The scene changes to Julia, who's calling someone to get information about the social worker present during Becca's adoption. Back to Becca and Tamara. Becca is going through Aleida's stuff, and Tamara is drinking. Becca asks her about her parents. Tamara explains that her mom was a single mother and she knows nothing about her father. They both wonder whether their birth mother was Tamara's mother, and she sold the other two sisters. But it doesn't make sense because Becca's adoptive mom didn't pay anything for her. Now, one of the biggest clues they have is Tamara's birth certificate, which she left with her previous neighbor. The scene changes to Becca having a nightmare. She's Tamara in the dream, and she sees Becca locked in a room. She's telling Becca that she has done enough for her, and now has to keep herself safe. Becca gets up, and Tamara is sleeping, hugging her. Becca slowly gets up from the bed to not wake Tamara. She then goes to meet with Raquel, the previous neighbor of Tamara. Raquel gives her the birth certificate and starts leaving. Becca stops her and asks why Tamara was running away. Raquel finally tells her that Tamara once lit a meth lab on fire. The scene changes to Becca in the police station, working on the information she got from the birth certificate. But it turns out most of the information is fake. Meanwhile, Humberto has also arrived at the office. He tells her that Marifer finally kicked him out of the house. The scene changes to Tamara, who's with Pilar, ready to join an event. Pilar takes her to remove the excess jewelry she was wearing. While leaving, she gives her the speech for her renouncement of the presidency. Tamara suddenly asks whether she never wanted to know why Aleida and her sisters were separated. Pilar scoffs and ignores her question. Meanwhile, Becca is in the forensic van, thinking about what Tamara told her the previous night. Her mom was killed in a car accident in 2005, like Becca's father. Plus, Tamara had a psychologist girlfriend who recorded her. This can't be a coincidence. The scene changes from Becca to Tamara, who's done with the speech, and the company will now be run by Aleida's mom, Pilar. Back to Becca, she's now in her house. Humberto is also there, unpacking his stuff. Becca is not happy that he's there because he was kicked out, not because he wanted to be with her. She becomes upset and goes to take a shower. Humberto also hops in the shower with her, naked. He starts hugging her from behind, and Becca turns around. They start kissing, but Becca pushes him away. She then pulls him closer, and they make love that night. After that, Humberto falls asleep, and Becca gets out. She buys a bottle of alcohol and tries to drink it when she gets a call from Julia. She tells her that they need to meet at her home right now. Back to Tamara, she's done with the speech, and everything went great. But Pilar seems to be on edge, especially when a woman approaches her and forces her to take a family photo with Tamara. Pilar stubbornly leaves the place, and Tamara follows her. She finally finds her in a stall inside the bathroom. Tamara is shocked to see the stone-cold Pilar crying like a baby in the stall. Pilar explains that she just wanted to cry for her daughter. Tamara gets emotional and hugs her. Meanwhile, Becca is now at Julia's place. Julia introduces her to a woman named Beatrice, who was present during the birth of the three sisters and also helped Becca get adopted. We see Becca pulling herself together to talk with Beatrice, and that's where today's episode ends. To watch more explanations of these kinds of series, click on the videos on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, thanks for watching.